How to remote power on your Mevo Start without a power over Ethernet adapter. Today on My Favorite Things. I'm having My Favorite Things stickers designed and printed for my Patreon supporters. If you are already a Patreon supporter of this channel, I'll be looking for your mailing address soon so that I can send some thank you stickers out to you. I'm going to tell you a secret. I never use Ethernet. I have used Ethernet. I've tested it extensively, but on a regular basis, I don't use Ethernet, and I know that is what the Mevo folks will tell you makes for the most reliable stream. But I stream from my church on a weekly basis. I stream from the baseball field. I stream from the football field. I have streamed from every restaurant in this town. Today I'm in the library. Sometimes I'm in the sound booth. I stream from my front porch, my back porch. You get the idea. Moving around so much in live streaming means that I never know if where I am is going to allow me time, space, equipment to do an Ethernet connection for a live stream. So I've set up all of my streams to be reliable, yet to be without Ethernet. And I'm going to tell you how I function with remote power on and off in my normal setup, my weekly many times a week, church auditorium, how I run remote on and off in that space in this video. My church setup includes a 25 down, 10 up ISP connection. Now, my local service provider does not offer that as a package, so I reached out to the supervisor of the crew that works this area. Sometimes there are great benefits from living in a small town. And I explained to them what I need. He made a couple of phone calls, and they were able to allocate the speed, the upload speed, that I need to make sure I have a reliable stream on a weekly basis. With that in place, then all I need is a reliable router and an unobstructed space for my connection. I'm currently using a TP-Link's AC1750 router as a dedicated streaming access point. I do run an Ethernet cable from the modem to said router. That is one place that Ethernet is incredibly beneficial, almost necessary, so that I'm not trying to go through walls or across space in order to have my connection be from the modem to the dedicated router I use for streaming. And then on the same modem, the internet service provider's modem, I run a quality of service rule for Sundays that limits the bandwidth for anyone other than my streaming equipment to a very minuscule amount. As a matter of fact, I keep 95% of my stream for Sundays, my big streaming day, and I only allow 5% to anybody else who might need to get onto our connection. We actually do run a mesh network throughout the building so that folks can, and during our Sunday school hour, we have a couple of classes that do remote, and so they need more access during that time. My quality of service rule starts after that period of time is over on Sunday mornings. I have mounted and powered each of my cameras in the sanctuary, in our auditorium. And you've seen a couple of videos where I have shown me putting in those hard mounts. They're actually CCTV mounts. Next to there, I have power, and I run a USB cable from power to my cameras so that I don't worry about having to charge them each time. I just plug them in. I don't necessarily like to leave them turned on, but I do like the option of them being charging pretty much all of the time. And here's where remote power on and off comes into this particular scenario. In the Mevo app, whether it's Mevo 2.0 or Multicam, you'll find in the Mevo settings section a turn on/off with USB power toggle switch. when you activate that toggle, anytime the Mevo recognizes power coming into its USB-C port in the back, it will turn on. Anytime the Mevo recognizes power has been removed from the USB-C port in the back, power will turn off. You have the ability to turn on or off with USB power built into the software of the camera itself, of the app itself. So, leaving them plugged in is perfectly acceptable. The folks who do the Mevo live stream twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays will tell you, yes, we leave ours plugged in all the time. They stay on all of the time. I've left mine on for a couple of days, overnight, over a couple of nights, just to make sure heat didn't build up on them, and just kind of check them every so often. The starts don't build up heat at all. The Plus that I still have, if I leave it on, it may get a little bit warm, but definitely within safe operating temperatures, and I don't really worry about it. It's just personal preference for me not to leave them on all the time. Charging is another matter, but on I don't worry about at all. So let's add a smart plug to this setup, and all of a sudden we'll have remote on and off of our Mevo Start. Now, I purchased a set of 4 smart plugs about a year ago, I guess, for $34. That same set of 4 smart plugs is on Amazon right now for $24, and there's a $5 coupon. I'll leave a link in the description. The smart plug that I have is this one. It's basic, it's generic. It does have a power switch on the side with an LED in it, so you know kind of what it's telling you. When we plug this in, we'll go into its app. Smart Life is the app that controls this particular smart plug. We'll set this smart plug up in the app to be on our wireless network. And then once that's the case, we'll have the ability in the app here to turn on, to turn off this smart plug. And when this smart plug, of course, is attached to a charger, that is also then attached to, it's going to get convoluted here in just a second, a USB power cable, which is then in turn connected to a Mevo Start. If this is in the wall and it has power, and this is turned on, we'll have power to the Mevo Start. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So we'll take said smart plug and put it in this outlet. When we plug the USB cable into the smart plug, we'll see the Mevo Start immediately power up. Obviously, this is meant to be done in the app so that you have remote power on and off of any Mevo Start that has USB power plugged into the back. The smart plug is what gives us that access. If this video has been helpful to you, would you consider subscribing to this channel? Maybe liking this video, maybe hitting the notification bell even, so that you get notifications of times that we produce content. Those subscribes, those likes, let us know to continue to produce content for you.